Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekamac. This is Let's Play Sly Raccoon.
Sly! Come in! Sly! Do you read me?
Yeah, I read you. Loud and very loud.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Trying to break into police headquarters does that.
Get over it, Bentley. You're safe in the van. I'm the thief here. I've got to steal that file from Inspector Carmelita Fox.
Well, count on me to be your eyes and ears, buddy. Got their security system totally scoped. To get inside, you're gonna have to go through that air vent.
All right, I'm going in.
And don't forget you got me at the wheel, Sly. All you gotta do is grab the file and get back to the van. We'll do the rest.
Just keep that engine running, Murray. I'll be down in no time.
Yeah, so whenever I think of favourite games from my childhood / teen years, Sly Raccoon 2 or Sly 2 Band of Thieves is always the first one to come to mind. This is not that game, but I still have both of my copies, and if you're gonna do something you might as well start at the beginning, right? Yep, you can still mess about on here. I do want to point out that this game has a slightly different control scheme to the others, so chances are I'm going to have a lot of times where I accidentally pull out the Binocucom by mistake. I'm just saying that in advance. Also, they have opening titles, which is somewhat episodic, which is probably the best way you could describe this series. It was basically based off looking like a comic book, hence the cell shading style.
Hey, Bentley, I think I'm seeing things. Must be vertigo or something. Can you see those crazy blue lights?
Really? I've read about this. Master Raccoon thieves are able to sense thieving opportunities, which manifest themselves as unexplainable blue auras. According to my research, all you have to do is get near them and hold down the circle button, and you should perform a super sneaky Master Thief move.
Hold down the circle button near blue auras. I'm on it.
Very sneaky Master Thief-like indeed. Yeah, expect the tutorials to very openly have characters discussing the buttons on the PlayStation 2 controller. Also, I shouldn't have done that because if you wait here long enough, Bentley will actually tell you how to attack with the square button.
Be extra careful here, Sly. Break one of those laser beams and you'll set off the alarms. Not to mention you'll be fried to a crisp.
Yeah. So the thing that there are entirely missable tutorials in this segment. Another one being,
Quick, Sly! Smash the siren! That'll kill the alarm and power down security!
another thing I really like about this dynamic music.
Nice job, you're in! Inspector Carmelita Fox's office is behind the red door.
When you're in your stealthy mode, you've got a different track to playing when you've set off an alarm by tripping an alarm, or when you're in combat with someone. Also, interesting little detail is these. They won't make any sense to us at the moment. But it's good to... This is basically the only place you're never allowed to come back to in the game, so be sure to check everything out while you still can. And here we have a crocodile wanted poster. See what I mean about accidentally opening up the Binocucom when I don't mean to?
That door must be super reinforced, Sly. Maybe there's a way to get around it.
It actually looks more like a piece of the background, Bentley. You can never fall off these unless you release the circle button, so don't worry about the ground falling away underneath you. And here we have our protagonist, also wanted. As you can see, we've been quite busy.
Way to go, Sly! This is where Inspector Carmelita Fox stashes all her important files. I hacked into the police security mainframe and discovered this false combo. Try dialing in 937.
So something that I found out and like doing, you can enter in the wrong code if you try really hard. I think they didn't pull it off there, but sometimes he'll continue spinning the dial and then open it with the incorrect code.
Nice job! You got it! If you come down through the fire escape and head through the parking lot, we'll be waiting in the getaway van.
And we have a calling card. All Master Thieves need a calling card after all.
Criminal! You foolish raccoon. I've caught you red-handed.
Ah, Carmelita. I haven't seen you since I gave you the slip in Bombay.
Which reminds me, you need to return the Firestone of India to its rightful owners.
But I was gonna give it to you as a little token of my... Hey, you know, that bazooka really brings out the color of your eyes. Very fetching.
You think? This pistol packs a paralyzing punch. You ought to try it. Might snap you out of your crime spree.
And give up our little rendezvous?
Plenty of time for that once you're safely behind bars.
Love to stick around and chat, but I just dropped by to pick up this case file. I think you've had it long enough.
Oh, you are going the right way to get zapped. So yeah, Carmelita here is our detective in charge of capturing Sly and his gang. And basically she feels the same sort of role that you get from the pursuit levels in Crash Bandicoot, only instead of following you as an advancing wall of doom, she takes shots at you from a distance. Sometimes she isn't aiming very well, but sometimes she is.
You can't escape me, raccoon!
Watch us.
Once again, my gang and I had given Inspector Carmelita Fox the slip. I was surprised to see how well she took it. Finally, the secret police file I'd been searching for all these years. With this, I could avenge my family and regain possession of our most valued treasure. It all began when I was just a kid, bouncing on my father's knee. You see, I come from a long line of master thieves who kept all their secrets of sneaking and stealing in an ancient book. The Thievius Raccoonus. Anyone who read it learned to be especially sneaky, which is why we specialize in stealing from criminals. After all, there's no honor, no challenge, no fun stealing from ordinary people. You rip off a master criminal, and you know you're a master thief. Well, on the night I was supposed to inherit the book, 5 visitors came unannounced to our door. My father fought to protect us, but the gang of villains known as the Fiendish Five overpowered him and ransacked our house until they found the Thievius Raccoonus. Our family's manual of thieving greatness fell into their filthy hands. They tore the book into 5 pieces and split it up, each villain disappearing to the farthest corners of the world to commit dastardly crimes. Broken alone, I was dumped at the town orphanage. There I met 2 guys who became my lifelong buddies and trusted crew. Bentley, techno genius and strategist supreme, and Murray, part-time driver and full-time burden. Together we pledged to track down the Fiendish Five, avenge my father, and steal back the Thievius Raccoonus. I knew I was about to face the toughest test of my life. On this mission, I would either become a master thief like my ancestors before me, or fail and allow my family name to bite the dust.
When the following icon appears, your progress is being saved. While this icon is on screen, please do not turn off your system or remove the memory card.
Oh boy, it just struck me that this is an autosave game, so I'd better hope that all my recordings take on the first try. Oh boy. Anyhow, yeah, that's basically the setup for the game.
Nice piece of work back there at police headquarters, Sly. Come see me if you want to check out any of your old movies. I've got them all here on my computer. Use the left analog stick to move around the hideout and the X button to select things.
Sadly, we can't go to the left. We have to tackle this in order.
I've already plotted a route to our first target.
And we are off.
The road trip gave me the time I needed to study up on Sir Raleigh the Frog. As a young man, this hot-tempered frog grew bored of his life of luxury and privilege. On a whim, he tried his hand at a bit of piracy and found it to his liking. Raleigh, who quickly became addicted to crime, was brought into the Fiendish Five as chief machinist, where his evil tinkering genius rose to new heights. The last reported sighting of this mad machinist was off the soggy coast of the Isle o' Rath, a small island uncomfortably situated in the middle of the perilous Welsh Triangle.
Sly Cooper in Tide of Terror. Yeah, so when I said this is based off comic book look, it's not actually based off of a comic book. They just really wanted to go for a comic book style. We have 1%, and we have a lot of work to do. Keep out? Nah. Not around here, but there is an area where there's stuff off to the side that I need to keep my mind on.
Hey, Sly, I just spotted something that's going to complicate the mission. See that nasty-looking gate? It blocks the only road leading into Raleigh's hideout.
No problem. I'll just use my climb move.
Okay, but remember, you can only climb on certain objects, like pipes and ropes.
Yeah, sure, and like that ladder there?
That is correct, but do not forget, Sly. You have to get close.
Then hit the circle button to grab it. Yeah. Relax, Bentley. I live for this stuff.
Yeah, and that's what worries me.
You know, I think ironically, I did actually try something similar to a Let's Play for Sly Raccoon games once. I wanted to
Some sort of clue. I'll decipher it here in the van. In the meantime, see if you can find any more clues. The more I have, the easier it'll be to crack the code.
I hope I wasn't talking over him for too much of that, but yeah. I did a sort of semi-Let's Play where I would try and photograph and record Sly Raccoon games to show off it to a close friend at school, but I never uploaded those things. Also, one of the bottles is up there. We have to find 20 today. Well, also, coins will vanish if not collected too quickly, so try not to leave them lying on the ground for too long. And it's a good thing I went that way, because now I'm reminded of this way. It's a private eye. I remember there's at least a lot of visual humor in this section. I don't know about the whole game, but it still makes me chuckle internally. Circle is basically your action command in this game. Whenever you need to do something, that's even the slight bit out of the ordinary, it'll be with a circle button. Also, fire is painful, If you jump onto these signs, then you will take damage. And Sly only has 1 hit point in this game.
Hold on, Sly. See those searchlights? One careless step and you'll be subjected to acute combustion.
You done whining? Let's go.
I'm just trying to keep you alive, partner. Fortunately for you, I launched these signal repeaters throughout Raleigh's fortress. Get close to one and I can checkpoint your progress.
Nice.
So yeah, those are the checkpoints. These spiky weeds will hurt you on contact. It's not a complicated form of getting past those spotlights, but they gotta start you out easy in the first level. Also, first enemy of the game. Enemies don't hurt on contact, or at least some of them don't. Maybe there's one in mind that I'm not thinking of that will. And yeah, checkpoint. It'll give this little Sly head for you to check out. You can attack the bees for coins, but it's not easy to do.
According to my amphibio positioning system, that big blimp is where Raleigh is hiding out.
You know, that blimp looks more like a machine than a hideout.
You're right, Sly. That is a storm machine. It's the reason why it never stops raining around here.
That explains all the wrecked ships.
But why would Raleigh want bad weather at his own hideout 24/7?
Beats me. But rain or shine, I'm gonna steal my family's book back. And if Raleigh gets in my way, it's on.
It is on indeed. Now, one little thing. At 100 coins, we got a lucky horseshoe. That's actually very handy. This basically acts as the Aku Aku mask from Crash Bandicoot. It protects us from 1 hit, and enemies tend to gloat after they get a hit off, so it gives you a chance to hit back hard. Should you get another 100 coins, it upgrades to a gold. And if you get 100 coins with a gold lucky charm, then it's just going to give you an extra life. So I'd say it's a lot more useful to get 100 here than it is in Crash Bandicoot, even though I die a lot more in Crash Bandicoot games, I can say that much. I'd say that getting the immediate extra life rather than an extra checkpoint.
To get over the next gate, you'll need to grab onto this hook using your cane. Just jump and hit the circle button.
Got it. Jump and hit the circle button to grab onto hooks.
Well, let's be fair. 1 extra hit is more useful for me than getting an extra life back at the previous checkpoint, because in this game it's not just to hit from an enemy that it'll add for. It'll also be for plummeting into bottomless pits or falling into the water, all those things that the lucky charm will give you an extra hit for. I would demonstrate how, but I would rather try and maintain my untouchable streak for as long as possible. Right, think about it. Get to the alarm first, because that'll deactivate all the spotlights. Bingo.
That large vault has got to be somehow related to those clues and bottles you've been collecting. If you can locate all the clues in this area, I should be able to crack the code and get you inside it.
What? We could just open it now, right now, like this. Okay, I guess we can't open it right now like that. And even though the end of the level is right there, you actually want to backtrack and go up these. Slight hiccup with the rope climbing there, but nothing too critical. Yeah, Bentley says the more you find, the easier it'll be to crack the code, but you always need all the clue bottles in the area to crack the code, so I don't see why.
The circle to enter the vault code. The clues have led me to believe that the code for this vault is 792.
Seven, 9, 2. There we go! Wrong code, but it opens anyway.
Sly, you found a page from the Thievius Raccoonus. This page teaches old Drake Cooper's fast attack dive move. Press the triangle button to use it.
And so, we get our second perfection type of collectible before we get our proper first type of collectible. And that is a treasure key, which we can use to open up this.
That blimp looks like the most secured location on this boat. If Raleigh's really as smart as his police files suggest, then that's where I'll find him.
Wonderful idea, but your plan is flawed.
Why?
Because it's impossible to get near him. To access Raleigh's blimp, you would have to sneak through that high voltage power tube. To do that without getting electrocuted, you'd have to destroy that power generator. And to do that, you'd need 2 more of Raleigh's treasure keys, which are heavily guarded.
Interesting. So when are you gonna get to the impossible part?
Fine, but I warned you. I've marked the areas you need to hit with holographic markers. Follow them to your objectives.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. It's your funeral.
I like how you can use the left and right analog sticks to toy about with our faces during these conversations. So, we grab this hook. It takes us down. We let go of the hook. It leaves without us. You can climb back up this pipe to backtrack should you feel like it, but there's no real need to.
Wow, you found a lucky charm. That'll protect you when you take any damage.
I think I was more thorough on explaining that, thank you very much.
I say, chaps, my heartiest congratulations to you all. The storm machine has sunk its 50th ship last night, and the loot has already been unloaded. Our operation is moving along splendidly, with the possible exception being the gross negligence displayed below decks, and I demand the boilers stay at full pressure at all times. If you lazy, lowbrow, technically incompetent pack of gutter-snipes did your jobs right, we'd have sunk 100 ships by now. But of course, Infinity Boats is a fine achievement. Carry on, my boys, carry on.
So yeah, can we appreciate how Raleigh has been through just about every type of crime? He went from high society to piracy to mad machinist, all in a very short amount of time apparently. That just feels... How many hobbies do you need, mate? But yeah, as much as we could go into other things, there's one little thing I'd like to show off here. So you see here, we have the treasure key from this area. We have the safe. If we go back to an area where we've gotten the safe, we have this. It is a time trial. The Master Thief Sprint. I don't stand any chance of getting through this because I'm still way too rusty. And you want to have a lot more skills than what I have, but an important thing to keep in mind is that it speeds up the timer when you trigger an alarm. So be careful. Also, we had a gold lucky charm when we started, but that's gone now. They make sure that you can't have any sort of advantage in this, but there's one little trick that you can use in these ones. I'm not going to be able to show it this time, but if you collect a lot of coins and you're close to getting a lucky charm, then you start the Master Thief sprint. Then you can get it early into the mission and use that to take a specific hit. There's one level that I have in mind that's actually fantastic for that trick, where I can get a way below the Master Thief sprint par for it. And it's actually in this world. But not going to be able to show it because we're approaching the half-hour mark. Anyhow, you can press L1 to re-listen to certain things you've heard, like Bentley's information tutorials, or you can replay the boss announcements. Anyhow, before we go, I want to point out one little thing, and I guess I'll do this by example. I want to get that lucky charm before I do first. So, up until now, any guard that we've faced has basically stays at a distance, and it's just a matter of timing your assault.
You can adjust the game camera using the right analog stick, and to bring the camera behind you, click it.
Right. The guards with flashlights are different. The internal name for them are smart guards, because that's what the developers call them in one of the commentaries for the game. But if they see you, they have a homing ranged attack. You can't avoid it. Your only hope is to kill them before they hit you. And sometimes they're in really inconvenient places where you just can't rush them. You've got to be clever about it. Like, well, technically here, but yeah. Anyhow, I think that's a good first episode. Until next time, guys, take care. We'll see you all around. Man, what a way to end an episode. Am I right?